All right, let's take you to this story now. So the Department of Social Development's Chief Director of Communications, Lumka Olifant, has been suspended. She has since leveled serious allegations against Minister Sisisi Tolashe. Olifant says she was suspended following allegations that she leaked information to the Sunday Times about a R3 million trip to New York by the minister. But she claims her suspension has nothing to do with the program, but rather her relationship with former Minister Batabile Dlamini. We speak to Olifant now, who joins us via video link. Lumka, good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us. I think if we start right at the beginning, how you were informed of your suspension, and then we'll go through the reasons as well that you were given for this suspension.
I think I'm glad that you are talking about how I was informed. I just got an email. I was in the middle of a meeting today, also having received news that we have won an award in Indonesia, and I was talking to my colleagues. Then the DG calls me and says to me that I need to come to the department as quickly as possible. And I said I couldn't go because I'm in the middle of a meeting, and I have to finish the meeting. And also I told him that I'm just waiting for my mother to come back from the clinic, and then I'll be able to come to the department. Then he said to me, I must just check my emails. And then I checked my emails, and I saw the letter that they are saying that they are suspending me. And I want to say that I was not surprised. I was waiting for this. And those who are close to me will tell you that I've been saying that I think this is coming. But I know that all the time, whenever there's something that has been coming out in the media on the department, the first person that they suspect is myself. So then after this expose by the Sunday Times, and even during the questioning by the Sunday Times, I received a message, a call from the DG asking me how do journalists get parliamentary questions. And then I said to him that these are public documents, and we don't have to be telling anybody to go there. These are public documents that can be accessible by journalists, and they access these documents all the time. And I could feel that that line of questioning was also saying something to me. And then this morning, I then spoke to my immediate supervisor, because before this thing came, I said to him, I've got a feeling that there is something that I don't know that is happening in the department. Can you please tell me what is happening? And I didn't get any response from him. But later, I got the letter.
Okay. And this is what part of the letter reads. And you'll tell me just how much of this you agree with. Your attention is drawn to potential allegations of misconduct against you in that on or about 2024-25 financial year, you allegedly mismanaged the Integrated Justice System Program and the National Integrated Social Protection Program. So, I mean, this is the allegation that you mismanaged the two programs. What you say to that and what you understand of it?
Number one, last year I was acting as DDG Corporate Support Services, and I found these programs within Corporate Support Services, and they were happening and they were continuing in the department. And I was just simply carrying on the work that was done by my previous predecessors. And to say that I mismanaged NISPIS, if you look at NISPIS, it has been a program that has been promised by the department. And actually, when I was acting, I was the one who lifted the work of NISPIS. I even had to go to Parliament and update Parliament and around the work that we are doing with NISPIS. So that's why I'm saying that they are just clutching at straws. And NISPIS has been one program that I have been an advocate for, which was started in 2016 and has not been moving until I started acting.
As part of the suspension, though, I believe you were told that this is only a precautionary measure and does not constitute a judgment or sanction. Are you accepting of that?
I'm saying to the department and to the DG for that matter, he knows that I have done nothing wrong. he knows that I've been diligent in executing the work that I've been tasked with, and this is just about the publication of what happened during the weekend and nothing else.
And I do want to get into that publication, but in a moment, though, because you then, after receiving the suspension, then took to your social media platform wherein you wrote, and I quote, "I believe that it's not about this. I believe that CCC," and there, of course, you refer to the minister, "has brought her fight with Tabatabile in the department, and I've always been her target. They believe that I leaked the information to the Sunday Times." So 2 issues here. You fear that you are being alleged to have leaked information to the Sunday Times. Do you want to respond to that? Because then I'll go to the piece by the Sunday Times, wherein you are quoted a few times in there as well. So respond to that. And then this issue that you raise about her fight with Batabile in the department, what does that mean and look like?
Okay, so when it comes to the issue, firstly, of the Sunday Times, one, the Sunday Times got the parliamentary question. If you can see the story,
yes,
they got a parliamentary question, and actually they did not even have all the information when they gave us the questions. And as we received the questions, the replies were so thorough that the journalists of Sunday Times did not have to work very hard, because they gave them, and I say they because I was not part of writing the response to the Sunday Times, and in fact I was very opposed to some of the things that they said in the response, and I made this clear that there are things that we should not be sending out to the Sunday Times. So they were very clear, and they gave them dates of when the parliamentary question was asked. They gave them where the minister stayed. They gave them everything. Actually, they handed over the story to the Sunday Times, and I spoke about that. I was dissatisfied by the way they have responded to the Sunday Times, and I actually wrote to the DG where I thought that we should not have done what we did. Then this morning I received this afternoon I received that letter.
So how do you explain your suspension on the back of the big allegations that come out of this piece by the Sunday Times? And it's titled, "All Aboard the Gravy Plane to the New York." Essentially what the article does, Lumka, is speak of the Department of Social Development having confirmed that it did spend more than 3 million rand on a trip to the US, which was a UN trip, the status of women, that event taking place in New York. Some criticism about how big that delegation was, and some of the criticism being that it just was not necessary to send a delegation that large. So, just your thoughts on the very junket itself to New York, if you were in support of it, and what you make of the view that you leaked information. Where do you take that moving forward?
I cannot erase my history that I was a journalist. Most of the people that are in the newsrooms, they were either at school with me, they were either my bosses, they were either my colleagues. I have that history with most journalists because I started in the newsroom. So there's no way that they can be able to erase that history. But I know the relationship between myself and my fellow journalists and how I conduct myself in terms of the work of the department. Therefore, that is very unfounded. And actually, it's very hurtful to hear that I can take out sensitive information and give it out as a senior manager of government. That one, it has always been at the back of their minds, because the first story that came out on her advisor, I was also the one who was accused. And maybe on top of that, I don't know also if you saw the story by City Press. There were 2 stories, by the way, that came out that were supposed to come out this past weekend. One by City Press and one by the Sunday Times. And both of these came and were supposed to come out this week. I only realized that the City Press has also published their story today on what has been happening in the department, and actually they are saying that the minister is purging executives because they are not on speaking terms with the advisor. So that part, I'm not apologetic about it. It is my history. I was trained in the newsroom. Actually, I am a qualified journalist before I am everything else. Therefore, that part I will not be able to erase it. It is what I am. Before I am anything else, I am a qualified journalist that also holds a master in journalism and media studies.
Do you
Therefore,
believe, though, that the
part,
minister is purging it's some staff members within the DSD?
I can't say that because I don't know what has been happening, except for that I know that there were senior managers that were moved around in the department, including the chief of staff. In her office was moved to another entity of the department. So I don't know whether it is purging and what you call that, but all I'm saying is that I know that they have been saying that I am leaking information to the media.
Okay. I'm going to leave it there, but to just quickly, what steps you'll be taking moving forward to address this issue of your suspension?
I've been receiving a lot of calls from different people who want to take this, and actually I'm very overwhelmed by South Africans wanting to assist, whether it is legal services, it is everything. So I'm just going to see what is going to happen, because they said that they are going to investigate and finish in 7 days.
Yeah.
So if this is a huge investigation, how do you also finish it in 7 days?
Okay. Well, we are, of course, looking forward to getting a statement from the Department of Social Development in Newzroom Afrika. We have reached out to the minister's team at the department to get a response to some of the issues that have been raised by now suspended Chief Director of Communications at DSD, Lumka Olifant, speaking to us there.